Are genetically modified organisms biblically justifiable? Genetic engineering is taking the world by storm. It is everywhere. It's food, it's medicine, it's all around us. It's gotten to the point where they mark foods that don't have it rather than foods that do. It is used for medicine. It is used for foods. It is used for crops. But many people say that it's against the Bible, that it's not biblical. And today I'm going to argue that genetically modified organisms are biblically justifiable. But they have to be done ethically. Not only that, there are examples in the Bible where people have done similar. To start, I would like to clear up some things. This does not apply to humans, as they are made in God's image, and they need to stay in God's image. Genetically modified organisms, or GMO, genetically modified is where they take the genes from one animal or plant and put it in another to give it new properties, resistance to certain things, pesticides, bugs, diseases, or for it to create medicine, for it to grow faster. One example for food is there's a salmon, which they have modified it to where it grows 2 times as fast. An example for medicine is there is a protein necessary for babies that is not found in formula. They have genetically modified goats to produce, so they could then turn that into formula. They have modified plants to allow them to be resistant to certain types of pesticides so they can kill all of the other plants. The solution needed to convince people that genetically modified organisms are biblically justifiable is to spread Bible verses and so they can make an informed decision. Here, pass this around. These are a list of Bible verses. Some I've used, others go along with this. Firstly, that it is biblically justifiable. The dominion mandate. First, I have a graph. See, this shows the acres of planted acres of genetically modified organisms over time. In about 2014, 2012, it has plateaued and it went straight on. It has not grown or shrunk very little since. First, the dominion mandate helps our thing. And God said, "Let us make man in our own image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So God created man in his own image, and in the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and said unto them, "Be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth." That is God gave us dominion, or stewardship, over all of the plants, all of the animals, all of the birds, the fish, everything. He did not give them to us. We do not own them. We steward them for God, for our use. So we are given permission, not only permission, but a mandate from God to use animals to benefit humans. And that does have limits. In Proverbs 12:10, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel." This is saying that while we have stewardship over them, we need to treat them ethically and prevent them from suffering in any way. Thirdly, there is examples of this in the Bible. According to the New Answers, Book 4, by Ken Ham, article, "Are Genetically Modified Organisms, or GMOs, Wrong?" Page 348 states, "Even though Jacob was deceived, he made the best of the situation by performing an odd technique that we still do not understand today." Genesis 30:37, "Jacob took for himself rods of green poplar and of almond and chestnut trees, and peeled white strips in them, and exposed the white which was in the rods." This passage about using rods of green poplar, among others, implies that Jacob was artificial selecting, i.e. breeding, desirable traits from his newly acquired undesired animals. So, all this to say that genetically modified organisms are basically crossbreeding animals at a molecular level. And that we, as long as we treat them ethically and do this for the betterment of humans, that this is biblically justifiable. We cannot treat the animals, we cannot cause them pain, and we must keep them safe. But it is my solution for this problem is to spread Bible verses and sources that people can find and read and make their own informed decisions about genetically modified organisms. We need genetically modified organisms to spread faster to allow more medicine and food to be cheaper for the economy.